Okay, this will be one of our very last gluing steps before we start doing the 3D structure. So there's actually going to be 8 legs, 2 pieces of grass to glue the legs to, 2 dragonflies blue. This is the main part of the water buffalo. It will have the dragonfly up there. You have this round guy with a face, that's the nose, black dot. This guy will get glued on to the dot. And you have this one weird looking piece that has a couple of fold lines in it, dots, perforated lines, so you can fold and glue the nose to. So, the important part about the leg is you have 4 distinct designs. I've already separated them. It's one pattern. If you put them on top of one another, they will match up 100%. The other thing you need to take a look at is the texture. The paper will have one heavy texture on one side. Another side will have no raised. It'll be smooth. There will be a texture pattern kind of, but it will feel absolutely smooth. On the other side, you run your fingernail across it, you'll feel all the bumps like a wood grain. So, to match up the set of legs that you need, you'll need the fingernail bump side on both sides. So the texture will face inside and out. So all the way around the leg, well, that texture. If you do that, you'll be able to find up one big thick leg. Will actually have a slit in there, a little slit, and it'll have 3 long lines cut out, channels. So that set goes together. Then the other kind of bigger one, kind of a medium size, kind of matches this leg. It doesn't have a slit, it just has 4 channels. So those 2 will go together. Oops. Try to make this look smooth for you. There we go. And then you stack the remaining ones, you'll see as long as the rough side is on the outside and the smooth is on the inside, smooth, smooth together, you'll be able to tell which pieces match up between the last 2. As long as the roughs are on the outside. So, that being said, we also have the grass. And since we start with the biggest one, with the square rectangle and 3 long channels, we can get this one lined up there, and we'll glue that guy in, and the rough side will be up. And it's really critical we get this tab line lined up, because we're going to have to put a piece of paper in there. Just like we did the tabs for here, the really big tabs for the card when we lined up the water. We have to have everything lined up because those tabs will go in here. We got tabs going through. So without gluing it, we'll have this piece here, grass in between the leg, and this on the other side. So this will be a little bit more skill level. You'll have 3 pieces of paper to line up to make the notch go all the way through when you're all said and done with. But we're just gluing one at a time, so we're in no rush. We'll do that and line up one, and then it won't be such a big deal. So you're putting the glue on the smooth side of the paper. These will glue quick, they're small. Line up that channels up here and that notch. Gently press it down when you get right where you need it to go. And roll gentle, you don't want to move, especially these small pieces of paper here, they'll move pretty easily. Put too much pressure before it dries. And you flip it over. And this one will go here. with the rough side up. Pretty obvious because it doesn't go the other way and there's only one spot that has the notch. Take your time, line it up before you press it down in there. Really important to have all 4 spots lined up. It's pretty critical. Just take your time. It's real gentle and let the glue dry and then press a little bit harder. So everything will be flush right here. The grass, the leg, everything should line up pretty well. For whatever reason you put the leg in there and it's twisted and it's dried and you can't get off the paper without ruining it, don't worry about it, because you can take your tweezers and kind of poke a hole and force it in there and make the hole a little bit bigger. Don't ruin the whole artwork over it. You know, you will have something twist just a little bit. So let's find the one that goes here. It looks like this one kind of has a bigger heel. Yep, it's this set. So let's get that glued in there. Any spot you glue, you know, do your pressing next to it. Don't press on it and get the glue on the other side. Kind of move around and clean as you need. Alright, probably won't see that on camera too well, but you can see each channel lined up pretty well. We'll put that off to the side. And now we'll get the last 4 legs glued in. Quite clearly the one set matches that pretty well. These are the only, this one and this one are the only ones that are a little bit similar. These are a little bit similar except for one has the solid rectangle in there where this one has all channels. Just take your time before you put glue and you can put them in there and just glue one at a time and verify what you're looking at. Go back to the tweezer method here so my fingers don't get so sticky. Nope. Another trick. Look at the hoofs. Front toe, heel. The way to know both of them face the same way. Both rough. A little micro clean there. The rough side's up. Toes are facing the same way, should be pretty obvious. So I'll let those dry. We'll put the dragonflies. That's what we got. Maybe I'll just add the glue to the main base here. And line up the wings, perfect. The rest of it will fall in place. I think I didn't put enough glue down here for a tail, so I'm just going to glue that on top here. And glue from the side that will press and hold it. Let's do a dry run here and see. Okay, kind of goes down a little bit from there. So I'll put a little bit more glue down there. Last small piece is the bend and twist, so just go light. Make sure you hit all sides. Put this guy on the side. Let's run this across glue top, small piece. Get all sides of the paper. So on this piece, you'll see the rough and the smooth. The dotted lines to fold, we're going to fold into the smooth side. We're going to fold a 90-degree. And then the other side, fold that 90-degree into it also. Like so. And the rough part out all the way on the nose. So this part will be the top of the head. His nose is going out that way. So on your nose you got kind of a two kind of two holes and then a mouth. Let's put the mouth on the bottom and the two nostrils up high. And fold that back those 90 degrees. It's kind of a little bit difficult. Maybe press it from this side with your tweezers. You don't want to roll it too hard because you're going to get that glued on the side. You see how it sticks out on both sides? So we don't want to glue that to the 90 degrees. We want that more 3D. So you can just press it in with your tweezers to make sure it's solid. Let that dry off to the side. And we're going to get some 3D parts out here. I'm going to clean up the glue. I'll be done with that for a minute. So let's cover it up and clean up the tools. And then we'll put together all the grass and make some 3D art. Okay, now we got all of our grass. Light yellow. Kind of a lighter green. We got the skinny piece with a tab. Bigger piece with the tab, so you have two with tabs. They're this size, two small ones with tabs. Two pieces this size, they're pretty much identical. A little bit bigger piece, this color. Really big piece, the light yellow. And then you have the legs that you just glued. So, we're going to take the one that has that rectangle for a tab, not any of the channels, not this one, but the one, this is pretty critical, we need the one that actually has the hole that doesn't go all the way through. This is the left side. This is the left side of your Water Buffalo. These are the right legs. So left side, right side. It does matter when we put it together. So let's take some grass here. We're going to take medium size. We got the two largest size, two smallest, and the fifth this color. Largest yellow, right in the very middle. There's a downward channel. And this one in the very middle will have upward channel. See how they slide together? So, and if you're not sure in the middle, take your tweezers, kind of measure both sides. It won't be perfect, but you know, the next closest channel is all the way over here. That would work. So, quite clearly that's a mistake. But this is the beginning learning process because the Water Buffalo, the slices will be a lot closer, so you could be off one slice. So I'm going to teach the basics that are really obvious on this one. So you have channels that are going up and channels that are going down. Put them together, they fit together like a puzzle. So this one goes in the middle. Let's put a piece here in between the grass, halfway between this downward channel and this downward channel. There's an upward channel. There'll be some number there that gives you a clue that there's a little channel there. Numbers aren't so important. We'll take the big yellow with the tab and we'll put the tab away from you this way. That will go right here. Now this one won't go down all the way because the tab's catching it. So it'll sit up loose a little bit. Now we're going to take the left legs, the one that has that solid rectangle hole, and it's going to go on the side with the tab here. So tab, It's going to go right about here. So there's that. Oop. Really easy to do. So it's a little bit fragile at the start, but once you put a couple pieces in and lock it, you'll be able to pick it up, drop it, and it won't fall apart. So your piece with your tab, from the closest, you have this one. Move to the next closest one. There's an upward channel. Again, there's a number there. Take your left legs. Behind the front leg, where the number is, there's a downward channel. And that's going to go right in that slot. And this one goes all the way down. There we go. So it's about a ½ inch or a finger's width away from here, center one, so you know about how far the next layer is. So the legs came down from the top on this one. You kind of pinch it from the side here. Keep everything parallel, level on the bottom. This one fell out because, you know, the bottom slot. But pull it up and get the next slot that's a down channel. We'll put the down channel over here and then the up channel on this side. A little bit easier one-handed. So it looks like so. Like a tic-tac-toe pattern, right? You got two parallel lines that way, two parallel lines going this way. Get one more piece in here and it will be locked and we'll be able to pick it up, drop it, and it won't fall apart. We just need one more piece. So we're going to get the other legs. These legs are going to go here. And we have an upward channel over here, the next closest one. And in front of the front leg, there's a slot there. So we can drop that one in here. You can bend the paper to fit it in there. That one should go all the way down flush. And down the middle, it's every other one. So you're going up, down, up, down, up, down. Since we just went from the up, now we gotta go from the bottom. So keep the legs down, but pick up the centerpiece. Move that over. And push it down, you see? Now you have kind of a two tic-tac-toe boards. And now it's solid, it's locked. You don't have to worry about it. Still want to be fragile with all the paper, all the grass. But now you got two of them going up and one going down twice. So it repeats. So it locks the whole thing. Let's move back to the back legs. About another finger's width back. It'll be in between, be in front of one leg and behind the other leg. We're going to grab the tab that we used on the front one. But unlike the first one where we put the tab to the left of the Water Buffalo, remember the head's up here. These are the left legs, right legs. If you need that, you can put a paper clip on there that says left or right, some way to mark it. Now we need a tab on this side. So, find there's downward channel, upward channel, closest to the tab. And we'll put that in there. Now we have to come down from the top. So pull this one up, pull the middle one down. Get those slots to line up. And now we're going to pull that center one down and pull the legs up. It gets easier as you go, because all the pieces keep everything spaced proper, so you won't get crisscross as long as the front ones are good. The first couple pieces, that's the hardest part. Things start to get easier at this point. So now we have 2 green ones left and 2 yellow ones with tabs. We're going to take the green ones. Both of these have a downward, upward, downward slot. One will go in the back and one will go in the front. So yeah, it goes down. And then we'll go up the next one. You can bend and twist the paper. Just don't crease it. Up, down, up, down. That's the trick. Now we're going up. Oop, that one popped up a little bit this side. There we go. You see if it's done right, it all folds down nice. And now we'll do the front. So you're going to go down, and then the middle will come up, and then this side will come back down. The only way you can fit it is if you're pulling the paper. There's no room. You got to pull the paper up, pull this one down at the same time until you can clear that slot. Then you can press it down. And pull this one up and pull this one down until you can get into that slot to clear. And even twisting the paper a little bit to get more room. There we go. Now we got 2 more pieces, the yellow pieces. We have your tab, the back right leg, and a tab in the front left leg. Doesn't matter how these go, but you do want the tabs to line up with one another. By each tab, there's an up slot and then an unusual different back slot that has a little tab in the way, and that kind of hooks in place to keep it, because you need 3 slots to have it lock in place, and this only has 1, 2. So we use this little hook as an arm to hold on. So let's put this one in the front so both of the tabs are down. There's your down slot, up slot. So let's put that together. Should make the tabs parallel. So the next closest piece is this one. And you'll see this one has kind of a slot in the bottom by my fingernail, and then the channel on top. So the slot is what hooks the arm in there. So we're going to take this, do it just like normal, except for now we've twisted a little bit. Pull out that tab, and now we're going to bend that tab by bending the paper just a little bit. And we'll get that block through so it goes all the way through. You can even use a tweezers to help you, but it's not necessary. So that's going to keep this piece from coming up. It's kind of holding it like a hand. You can turn this over and repeat the same thing on this side. Keep the tabs together. This will be 100% the exact same as the other one. This one has the upward tab, downward tab. Feed it together. This is a downward tab. Put that in the dark grass. So your tab won't want to go in there until you get in there and pull the paper, twist it a little bit. Now we'll go in. Now it's holding it, so this will not fall apart. As you can see, at the very start it was very fragile. It fell apart really easy. Right now you can set it aside. You can fold it down flat one way or the other way. That will help keep all the paper lined up. Set this aside and let's build ourselves a water buffalo.